You know, if the value of your retirement has gone down substantially over the years due to a job loss, stock market crash, real estate decreases, or other circumstances beyond your control, don't give up hope. There's some simple techniques that you can use to dramatically increase the value of your retirement. Hi, I'm Michael Potter, and in this segment, we're going to look at some simple techniques that you can use that don't require a lot of risk, just a little self-discipline. Now, the first technique involves looking at the future. You might inherit money from your parents or from your uncle or a life insurance policy that pays off eventually and comes into your bank account. The first technique would be to don't blow that windfall. In fact, divert that windfall into your retirement account to the maximum extent you possibly can. This seems like common sense, but you'd be surprised how many people receive their parents' IRA and an inheritance, and then they spend it. They go to Cancun, they buy a new roof, they buy a new car, what have you. Divert that money into your retirement and have the self-discipline to follow through. Next, create additional streams of income. And I don't mean by working extra hours at the job you already have working for somebody else. I mean using some of your skills and talents to use your interests to increase others' knowledge while at the same time increasing your take-home pay. For example, you might have skills that you can convert into lessons to be taught. And if that's the case, turn that into an income and let that extra income go into your retirement plan. Now here's a technique you may have heard about before, but it bears repeating. Take the list of your debts, all of them. Start from the smallest to the largest, and focus entirely on the smallest debt until it's completely paid off. Once that's paid off, go to the next one, and so on. Then go to the next one. And as you pay off these loans, direct some of that extra income over into your retirement plan. You'll be pleased and surprised just how fast it accumulates. Now here's an easy one that sounds like common sense, but you'd be surprised. Not even the government can do that. And that is to cut your expenses across the board. I mean, take a nice long look at what you're spending money on. And you'd be surprised how much you can live without. And you can take cuts on things like that $10 cup of coffee that maybe you could fix at home for 50 cents. You know what I mean? There's lots of little things that people think that they need that they really don't. I often refer to that as the Starbucks effect, where they buy a very expensive cup of coffee when another one would do. Now, I'm not trying to talk down Starbucks. I like it. But you know what? There's lots of things in our lives that we can cut or reduce and move those extra savings over into our retirement. Now, one of the ideas I'm a big believer in is collaboration. Maybe you by yourself cannot invest as much as you would like to, let's say in an income property. But you could certainly team up with some other people, find 3 or 4 other investors, and joint venture on a single property that's a good neighborhood that can be fixed up without a whole lot of cost, and then turn around and rent that property, fix it up, or maybe flip it. And if you take those profits that you make from that residential redevelopment and flipping the property, then you and your partners, yeah, you could take the profits, but why not roll that back over into another property? If you do that several times, over the course of time, eventually you can either do it on your own or work with your joint venture partners to continue to increase the value. But whenever you get a chance to get some of the profits out of that collaboration, move some of that, maybe half of your profits, over into your retirement plan. You'll be surprised just how fast that can accumulate. Now this last one also, you would think it's common sense, but you'd be surprised how many people just avoid it. let's say that you work for someone else and you get a pay increase due to a merit increase or an advancement in your rank or position in the company. Instead of rushing out and buying that new car and spending that money that makes up the difference, why not redirect that into your 401k or your IRA? It doesn't take that much discipline. It's not that much of an increase necessarily, but the extra money going to your retirement could make a big difference. Well, there you have it, a number of ideas that can help you simplify and dramatically increase your retirement holdings just by using some self-discipline and focus. I'm Michael Potter, and I look forward to hearing from you.